Just to be 100% honest, like diesel engine is my weak spot. I'm really not good at engines, but guess it's time to learn.
In this episode, I'm sharing my week of hard work trying to save my generator. I also have time for some social activities and took a day off to reset my brain after some setbacks in my project. In the previous episode, I took my generator out of the garage and into the cockpit to find out what kind of challenge I'm facing. I started pretty optimistic, making a list of all the things I believed I would need to replace. I also show you how rusty it looked after the saltwater leak through the water pump. From the engine room and the extremely compact box this generator was sitting in, it was really not easy to see how bad this actually was underneath. First, after hoisting the machine out of the box and up to the cockpit table, I was able to really see what was going on. Removing the box with the motherboard was high priority, hoping to get my hands on a new one, and also new connectors as I have tried ever since I was in Panama and did an emergency repair myself.
So this is the control board for the Fischer Panda 8000i PMS.
And even this they had in the shop. Just to be 100% honest, like diesel engine is my weak spot. I'm really not good at engines, but guess it's time to learn. So actually I could have this done by Caraibe. They have excellent people at the workshop. They even have a Panda workshop here. But I think for me it's I'm going to the Pacific. It's nice to know everything about my generator and what's going on here. And it's been some problems, but the main challenge with this generator has actually been the water pump. And this leaking leading to a lot of damage and a lot of other things.
Also, my experience learning by mistakes. Replacing the original diesel pump has not been successful. The cables going from the control box is designed for low voltage and fuses goes off and cable melts. So finally I also got my hands on original pump designed for this generator. I stopped using my generator because of the problems I had and previous challenge to get parts. Meanwhile, this sort of been doing the job as a very good backup. But it's thirsty and realizing I would need to carry lots of petrol, so either fixing my diesel generator or get a new one was now high up on my priorities. Unfortunately, I was way too optimistic here. I soon discovered lots of things not being okay after a closer look. On top of all the obvious things, also some more serious issues like corrosion where the water pump sits, and also some oil circulation problems. This was major setback and I will need a miracle of some sort. So I sent a message to my friends at Caraibe and decided to take rest of the day off and away from Be Free, just to sort out my thoughts and try to get some positive energy back. This is exactly what I needed right now. Have some sunshine and go for a swim in this beautiful water. And later today, Caraibe is having a send-away party I could not miss. So I headed back to Le Marin to have a beer with my friends.
What are we doing, Gedan?
I'm just looking for the rigging part. That's right behind this.
I can see it.
Yeah.
There it is.
And Gaetan had a suggestion I could not believe, making this party the best ever. And this kind of energy was exactly what I needed, lifting my day and energy to the next level. It's like the cliché saying after sunshine there is rain, but after rain there is also sunshine. And I said I needed a miracle, and it looks like I just got it. And today, after breakfast, I'm heading into Caraibe to have a chat and organize things, as they said I could bring my generator to their workshop. Kylie's boat is back at the dock, and I've been babysitting Wonderful for a few days, while Kylie had to do a quick flight to the US. It's totally safe here, but I have been checking on things and done the regular back flushing on her water maker. Philip is the man that almost can make you religious here in Sailor's Heaven. He is the general manager and owner of the entire Caraibe, and the closest you can come to God in this term. He's personally doing a last inspection and fine-tuning on Wonderful after a sea trial as well, just to make sure Kylie's boat is perfect for her Pacific crossing. And now I'm gonna tell you about the miracle. They happen to have an identical donor generator sitting, like it was meant to be waiting for me. And I even got help to pick up my old one, and if this is a miracle or good karma, I don't know. But this definitely feels like magic.
Believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light. Believe in the magic, and it can save you from your past. This bond is always gonna last. When nothing else makes sense, just dance. What you gonna do?
So I moved my generator to the workshop. So this is actually a certified Panda workshop, and they are so friendly. They let me borrow their garage, which they have all kind of tools and everything I need basically. Also they have a really good stock of spare parts, and also they had a donor generator that sits here that I can actually pick parts from. So this is just awesome. Another good thing is that when I'm done with this generator and I want to try test run it, they even have facilities here. So here they have a water tank, it's an exhaust hose for water, and water for cooling, and also cables and everything, so I can actually test run my generator before I take it back to my boat. How cool is this? Been taking the entire part off the other generator because it's much better here. I don't know if you can see it, but so I'm gonna give it a nice good clean before I put it back.
I have really good hopes now, but it's getting late and they are soon locking the doors here. Luckily, I still have my very accurate dinner planner that somehow only works when Kylie is around. She is not only back from the US, but also from her running or workout thing, while I'm already on her boat, waiting with a cold beer.
I just sent you a message if I could help myself with a beer, but you were not here.
Help yourself. Dressing. With lemon, balsamic, olive oil, and maybe some garlic crushed in there. So, but actually, I'm slow cooking Moroccan chicken in my new Instant Pot pressure cooker, which I'm very excited about. Running off the inverter.
Nice to be on a boat where she's understood how things works. The guy drink a beer and the female make food.
Actually, you didn't video the last little bit where you helped me connect the hose to my UV light, so...
Oh, okay. So I deserve it.
You definitely deserve it, thank you.
Today I'm an early bird trying to get as much done as possible. I'm basically gonna strip this down and hopefully identifying oil circulation problem as well as other things. Oil have been circulated because of the safety system I believe most engines has. Otherwise this one would be a total loss, but it's not. The problem is something clogging the channels leading the oil via the oil filter. To remove the front cover I need to access a bolt sitting inside, and it's a bit tricky as I don't want to lose the two springs that also sits down here. Removing this bolt would be quite a challenge without the special tools I definitely don't have on board. I fixed the arms and springs with a wire to not risk losing it inside the engine before removing the big gasket. Only using a sharp knife carefully not to make any scratches on the surface here. And after proper cleaning and testing of the oil channels on the new front panel, I'm ready to put it back on. I have pretty good control on the challenging part. Keeping them tied up turned out to be a good solution. And it already starts to look a lot better, but there is lots of work left. I'm also replacing the exhaust elbow as it's pretty corroded as well. Reassembling the parts I have cleaned, and this already starts to look like an engine again. Fixing the water pump fittings is today's last task, and tomorrow I hope to have the generator fitted into the engine support and its base. As Kylie has moved her boat out to the anchorage, I was this morning invited for breakfast and coffee before going to the workshop.
Is the coffee ready?
You're lucky I'm dressed. Pour your own coffee.
Yeah. That's good shit. Yeah. I love this kind of coffee. Press coffee. That's the best.
My second stop this morning was this shop to see if I could find engine paint I could use on the engine support. And as you can see, I succeeded and even think it looks great now. In fact, the entire engine starts to look pretty decent again. And I'm also starting to feel a bit proud of myself, seeing this starting to come all together again. My goal for today was to have this assembled and hoisted into its bottom shell, so it's all prepared for the tubes, not to mention the crazy task that's ahead of me, sorting out the wirings and the new motherboard.
We're up the moonlight, believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light, believe in the magic. And we can save you from your past. This bond is always gonna last. When nothing else makes sense, just dance. What you gonna do?
So, but I have quite a lot of wiring to do here. I hope to actually be able to sort it out.
Next week I hope to be done with the wiring, and if I'm lucky this generator also starts when connected to the test station here at Caraibe Marine. Depending on the time I use here, I also hope to have it back on board next week. So make sure not to miss out on the result by hitting the subscribe and notification bell.
Then I guess it's not much more to say then. Thank you so much for watching. All the best. Cheers.